try is a slug. A slug's just like a little snail, but he doesn't have a shell. So we start with a basic shape for our slug. And the basic shape we're going to start with is a circle for his head. So we're going to start with a circle, right like that. And you notice how I try to practice first before I drew it, before I touch the paper? Make your pencil go round and round and round and round and round, like you're training your hands to draw. And then you can draw your circle. Don't draw it too hard because we're going to be erasing most of it. Okay? So you want to practice drawing circles. You could just fill a whole paper up with circles. You could make them into bubbles if you wanted to. But today we're just going to draw a circle. I'm going to erase just the parts I don't want. And I'm going to draw half a banana. This kind of looks like half a banana. So the secret to drawing anything is to think about, what does that look like? What basic shape does that look like? So here's a banana. I love the word banana. It's a funny word. I don't know why, but it's a funny word. So I'm going to draw half a banana, and I'm going to sketch it in. It's just one curvy line that way and one curvy line this way. It kind of looks like a cat's claw. And it kind of looks like a shark's fin. Okay, it's just a slug. Okay, well, we have a little fun. It's okay, we're having a little fun. I'm going to add some antennas. Now his antennas, these are really are eye stalks. So he has two little eyes on stalks. So I'm going to put up two lines like this, two little parallel lines like a number 11. And then I'm going to put a little circle right there on top. I don't want it too big and I don't want it too small. So there's his eyes on top of eye stalks. There they are. Can you see that pretty good? I think you can see that pretty good. So if I like him, then I'm going to take a Sharpie and go over him. That's pretty simple. But he needs a face too. A little decorations. And I want his tummy to be kind of flat here. So I'm going to flatten this line out just a little bit underneath them. Now if you have slugs in your garden, they're pretty destructive. He's just a happy little slug. Just getting along with everybody else. Not bothering anybody. Not eating everybody's garden. Just coming to visit. He's just a nice little sluggy guy. I'm going to give him a little smile because he's a happy guy. I'm going to make my smile like a banana. Here's a little banana. There it is. There's the banana smile. There's his little cheeks. Okay, let's get some little bit of decorations in here. I'm going to make this line just a little bit thicker because I want him to be a little chubbier. He's had a little bit more lunch than before. We don't want him to be too skinny. No way. Healthy little slug. And I do have these in my garden, but they don't look this cute. They're not this cute. All right, there he is. So now I'm going to erase a couple of these lines, and I'm going to make a couple of them a little bit thicker. Maybe make him look real happy. Put a tongue in there. All right, happy little slug. And let's see. So our verse for today is Proverbs 6, verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. So if you write that out, it'll help you remember it, and you can put that like in the bathroom, or you can put that on your mirror or up on your dresser. So it's go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. Try to memorize this verse. So what do you think it means? So the sluggard is someone who doesn't do what they're supposed to do, just puts it off and puts it off, or goes really slow, just takes their time, drags their feet, doesn't want to do the work. But the ant is working all the time. You can watch the ants. They're very busy and they help each other and they get the thing done together. They work as a team. Here it is again. Proverbs 6:6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. So here's our little slug. I'm just going to trace over this with a marker so you can see it a little better. Gonna put a little half moon eyeball in there. Make it a little cuter. I'm just tracing over it with my marker. And this is a Faber-Castell print marker. You could use a Sharpie marker too. It doesn't matter. That would work too. Or you could just use a black Crayola marker. Whatever you have is fine. Just a marker that's a little black. You can even use a pen. Just a pen that writes black. I'm not going over all the lines. Just going over, I'm not going over that circle line there. I'm going to leave that. Just going to go over this line. Just make your lines really slow, really careful. Here's the banana mouth again. Get the banana. So my pink marker, here I go. Just going to color them in. And my pink marker's dying. It's not really coloring very well, but that's okay because I like the texture that it gives me. So even though it's not perfect, it's kind of a cool texture. And I can go in there later on. I'll show you a little trick you can do with crayon. You can add crayon and marker together. You can blend them together. So I'm just going to color them in. It's a really bright color. I'm using the side, the edge right here. I'm not using the tip. You can use the tip if you want, but it's all dried out, so it's not coloring in so well. Get the cheeks in there. Gives them a little texture too, like streaks, because it is dried out. So if you have a good marker, yours will probably look better than mine does. I bet it will. So that was the color, that's a Crayola color, hot pink. I can use a colored pencil. This one is Crayola, and it's called Magenta, which is one of my favorite colors. And there's a yellow. And then I have some. So you choose the colors. I'm going to mix colors together. I'm going to mix markers. I'm mixing media. So media is whatever you're drawing with, or what are you creating with, what are you making your art out of. So I'm just going to take the yellow and I'm going to add it to the marker. And that's going to brighten this up. You're going to see a lot of contrast there. I was going to make him pop. It's like, whoa, look at me. I'm a Mr. Slug. So as you go to add the colors in, here's a very bright little slug. Now, when you look in the garden, you might find a slug. They're not this bright, but they are these kind of colors. A little more dulled down. I don't know why they're pink. I'd have to look that up. There's probably some scientific reason why God made them pink. I don't know why it is, but there he is. Bright pink Mr. Slug. And this one, I'm going to take my magenta and I'm going to put some shading in here. So I'm going to pretend that the sun is coming from this way. It's going to hit him, and then that's going to be the dark side. So here comes the sunlight. It's going to hit right over here on this side, and over on that side it's going to be in shadow. So I'm going to take this side and I'm going to put some of this magenta coloring in there. Put on the eye stalk on this one too. Some shading in there underneath the eye, and then around the side. Now the ground that he's on could be dirt, could be the surface of flour, could be just about anything. Whatever that is, there's going to be a shadow on there too. So I'm putting my lines in that look like, make sure that he looks like he's round itself. So these are kind of curved lines coming from the edge, going around the surface. So he kind of makes him look even more three-dimensional, or curvy. His eye stalks. Well, there's the shading along here. So what surface he would be on? Maybe he's on the plant. Maybe he's along the ground. I don't know. He's probably on the ground. I see a lot of them on the ground. So I also need a blue color to shade my under my eye. So here's a blue. What does it say? Sky blue. It says sky blue on there. If you can see it right there. It's a Crayola. And I'm going to put that right here under his eye. Make it look a little more 3D too. So there's our slug. We zoom in on him. You can see it just a little better. There he is, a happy little slug. I didn't color his tongue yet, did I? Maybe I'll use a crayon for that. Yeah, look at all those brand new colors. I just love the smell of brand new crayons. They smell so good. One of my favorite school smells is crayons. I don't know, what color should his tongue be? Tongue. Is this one red? Red orange. That'll work. It's basically all the other colors I have in him. So I'll put some red orange in there. A little darker on the bottom, lighter on the top. We had some cheeks. So I'm putting some crayon right on top of my marker. And it has a texture to it too. And I actually do want to have a little design on him. So he's kind of orangish. He reads kind of orange. So if I'm going to put a design on him, it probably should be blue. But I don't know what's going to work on him. It's probably going to be a marker. So let me get a blue marker. Maybe this one. This might show up really good. This is a blue by Crayola. Just says blue. And I'm going to make some spirals. And that does show up pretty good. It's going to be a little fancy snail. Spirally fancy snail. There he is. A little spirally fancy snail. You could put polka dots on him. You could use little spiralies and polka dots. I'll put some little polka dots on the side here. Get some polka dots on him. Just to put a little pattern in there. Make it a little bit more interesting to look at. You don't have to have too many. And if you don't like these, you don't have to put them in at all. So that's up to you. There he is. A little fancy snail. Maybe a little curly right there. And there he is. There's our fancy snail today. We need a little shadow underneath him. Let me see if I can find a gray. I want a gray marker. I don't know if I have a gray marker. And I do have a gray pencil. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll use a grayish tan color. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Oh, there's a good gray right there. That's a Crayola too, isn't it? It does it say gray? A little gray for the shadow part right here on the ground. It's a grayish blue. That works good. Wherever he's going, there it is. So let's color pencil. And this one is Aquila. So this is a watercolor pencil. So I'm going to make this little dirt right here. Use it this way. He's going along the ground, minding his own business. Just a happy little slug. Just doing whatever he wants to do. Whatever that is. Happy little slug. Okay, boys and girls. Say bye, slug. See you later. You could put some googly eyes on him if you wanted to. Make him even more cute. He's adorable. Remember, a verse for today. Proverbs 6:6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Don't. It's so cute.